Okay, ladies, instead of driving around this afternoon thinking about you, I thought I would make you a video. I'm going to meet my daughter at the store. We're going to the same store. We ended up at two different locations, and now I am leaving to go to the store that she's at. And let's pretend that this is a flattering angle of the camera. And let's pretend that that's not a tub and the plants from yesterday's retreat. I was gonna rest today, but you know, when kids wanna hang out with you, sometimes you just gotta go. So, I wanted to just thank you guys again for being part of the retreat. And yes, I know this is weird, and yes, I'm gonna watch the road, and no, Libby, don't get on to me, because I'm multitasking, but I just did this to be funny. But thank you guys so much for everything you did, especially those who helped out. We had way more than we expected, so we definitely will do this again and have a bigger crew, and we're just kind of learning as we grow and learning as we go. So just a couple pointers. If you weren't there yesterday afternoon when we closed the retreat, I shared that, moving forward as women of faith, and I think women of faith are more dangerous than anybody. So I'm going to talk more about that later, because have you ever heard the saying that the standards of a home and a country and a nation and the world are the standards of the women who live there? And so we have to have standards. With standards may come some loss, but it's all worth it. So moving forward, I just want to remind you that part of the verse about saying to the mountain, move, and it will be moved if you have just a mustard seed of faith, is that we got to say it. We got to start speaking out loud. I've been really practicing that just in my quiet time and alone time since retreat yesterday, of just saying, God, I believe you can do this. God, I believe you're enough. God, I believe that you've got just the right situation. God, I believe you're going to provide for these things that I'm worried about. And so I want you to practice doing that. I like to use the phrase, embrace the awkward until it becomes anointed. And so sometimes, even though it may be awkward and that's not what you normally do, you just got to do it. And that's how people get good at praying and get good at talking to God. And so I want to throw that out there. I also just want to say one more time that what a blessing it was to be in a safe place, and also to be able to be at church and be vulnerable, to cry, to laugh, have all these emotions and feelings. And I will say, when I got home last night, I felt great, but it was an emotional day. And so if you're struggling with your emotions following our retreat or any other time like that, talk to somebody, reach out to me, come to our group on Monday nights, set up an appointment to talk with Father, go to confession, call a therapist, whatever, phone a friend, have a team of people you take turns calling, so you're not relying just on one, but you really are taking advantage of the love and support that's around all of us. You'd be surprised. People will help if you just ask, and I know that's so hard, but we have to step out in faith and believe that God's going to heal us through this process. And so I just want to say I love you, and we're here for you if you're hurting and you need more healing opportunities. We will help you find them. So then also, I wanted to remind you that, we are not called to have mountain moving faith. We are called to have our little mustard seed size faith. That's what we have as humans. And it is okay to take our little bit of faith and give it to God and let Him move the mountains. He's not expecting us to do it. That's why nothing is impossible for us, because we have a God who's big enough to move mountains. And I was thinking about, there's always some kind of symbolism, it seems. And it's like all the faith you can muster up. Just enough faith to cut the mustard. I don't know, whatever you have to do to help you realize that the burden is not on you. Jesus said that He's the burden bearer, and He wants you to cast your cares upon Him. And then the last thing I'll say is, I hope you have a great day today, especially tomorrow being Monday. And if you feel like you got back home or got out into the world and things aren't going right, some people will attribute that to like spiritual warfare or the devil. And yes, that can be the case. And we always need to pray for protection, pray the Hail Mary, pray the prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel, plead the blood of Jesus. That's one of my favorites. I live by the blood of Jesus. I love it. I love it. I love it. I claim it. I put it on everything like some people do ketchup, not mustard, although mustard's fine. And we have to protect ourselves. So always do that. Always do that. When you have a spiritual experience, especially when you feel like bad things releasing, we have to pray for God to heal us, fill us with his blessing, and protect us from anything coming in the place where that hurt or pain or attachment or spirit was. And so, but this is the other perspective that I want to give you, is that I've had quite a few experiences in my life in ministry where the event, the retreat, the prayer experience, whatever it was just absolutely amazing. I leave there feeling like $1,000,000, and I come home and then I feel like all hell is breaking loose. And so I give this message a lot because I think it's very important. Sometimes when we have good experiences with God, we expect everything to just start going better. But listen, if you came home from the retreat and all hell is breaking loose, then it probably needed to. Hell needed to break loose of something in your life. And the deeper you go into the presence of God, the more things that are not of God will have to leave, because it can't stay in God's presence. God can go where sin is. Obviously, Jesus died on the cross and came for us to seek and save sinners and the lost. But sin can't stay there. And so if something happened today or something happens this week and you feel like, something happened with a certain person or a certain situation, sometimes the things that were holding on to us before we held on to God, they have to let go. And so I just want to encourage you that that's not something I'm expecting to make you feel better if something bad happens, but it's okay to feel that way and still know that God is in control, that we are women of faith, and as long as we keep giving God our little kernel, our little mustard seed of faith, the more mountains he's going to move in our lives. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I'm the mountain. So, if we'll just worry about that, if we'll just worry about ourselves, God will take care of everybody around us. I love you so much. I love you so much. And I'm praying for you this week and thinking about you. And I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you tomorrow night at group.